Hey there, my name is Anthony Romano, and in this video I'm going to review a women's keto diet meal plan and basically give my critique so you can understand how to set up a keto diet for yourself or any of the other people in your life if you're not a woman. And besides that, I'll give my expertise on how to actually make a successful keto diet meal plan. I've been doing keto for 7 years and helping many men and women with it, and I think this video is going to be very beneficial for you, especially if you're a woman trying to set up your own keto meal plan. So I'm gonna have a picture of the meal plan like right here basically for the whole time I'm talking about it. I basically found it from this magazine that I got, and got the magazine for free. I'm not just going around buying women's health magazines, but they had a keto meal plan in the magazine, and I thought I'd take a look at it and see if it's any good or not. And right away, the first thing you might notice is that the macronutrient ratio is 5% carb, 18% protein, 77% fat. Now, this is not bad, but it is not optimal. And I just want to start off with this because this will give you an insight into how to actually set up your keto diet. And I want to keep this video quick, but if you're having very low protein and very high fat, that is not a problem. But keep in mind that you don't have to go low protein and you don't have to go high fat. For women, they do tend to get better results if they go higher fat, but low protein is not an issue. Too much is not going to kick you out of ketosis. The carbs are the number one anti-ketogenic thing you're watching out for here. So 5% carb and 25% carbs is probably going to keep you closer to not being into ketosis than, only 92 grams of protein. So basically 18% protein. Too much protein is not going to be a risk for kicking out of ketosis, but too many carbs, even if it means 25 opposed to 10, can be an issue. And for a lot of women, the carbs, especially because women tend to be lower in body weight than most men, a smaller amount of carbs can kick you out of ketosis than men. So with men, most of them can get away with 50 grams a day. But for women, if you're getting maybe not as small amount as you could, then basically you might be risking not being in ketosis. So protein's not the issue, it's carbs. So right away, I'd say keep the carbs lower than 25 grams a day and 5% carb. You don't have to hit 5%. Anything lower than 5% is going to be better. And again, keep in mind that your carbs should be coming from green vegetables and not from any starch, not from any high glycemic foods, which means dense in sugar. So now with the protein, you typically would want more protein than 18%. The recommendation that you should have 20% protein comes from epileptic children who needed to have very, very high ketones done in the studies from the early 1900s. They needed 80% fat and 20% protein. So epileptic children are still having more protein per day than the women in this plan. So that's why I'd say anywhere between 20 to 40% protein is good. But here's the deal. With women, many women can get away with 60% fat. Many women can get away with 55% fat in making up the bulk of their keto diet. However, I have never seen a woman have hormonal problems with less than 70% fat. And anywhere between 60 to 70% fat has never really been a problem. But for most women, 60% fat is fine. But there's a small amount that might have a problem with it. So you would be inclined to go for 70. 70 has seen almost no people have hormonal problems. 80% is basically a guarantee to have an abundance of healthy fat and healthy cholesterol in your body to allow for these hormones to be produced. So that's why a lot of these magazines will recommend it, is because they don't necessarily know what all the liabilities they're watching out for, but they know, hey, if we recommend close to 80% fat, as 77 is here, we're going to be covering all our bases and make sure that nobody gets any hormonal problems. Meanwhile, in reality, maybe 5% of women will have a problem at 60% fat. 70% fat is good. If you want to shoot for that and 30% protein, that's even better. At the end of the day, keeping those carbs low is most important. Now, you can see this meal plan. 1 cup of Greek yogurt with whey protein, good recommendation. I have a video on this as well. And green vegetables and 2 tablespoons of olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. Meal 2, mozzarella cheese, 1 cup green veggies, next meal, 2 ounces of beef, 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 1/2 cup of berries. Okay? The berries are a problem. I'm going to point this out. Berries and fructose, so any fruit sugars, are going to kick you out of ketosis immediately. Fruits should be out of the picture. You will have a dramatically easier time if you cut out all fruits. And fruits really are not something you want to be having on a ketogenic diet if you're new. Down the line, it will be way easier to incorporate them several months in. But right now, don't mess with them because it's going to spike your blood sugar and basically keep you craving sugar. So that's another thing too. This magazine doesn't quite know how to recommend the right types of carbs. Meal number 4, 3 ounces of salmon, 2 more tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, and 2 cups of leafy greens. So in general, nothing really wrong there macronutrient-wise, but there's starting to be a large portion of calories being made up of extra virgin olive oil, which you might not really want to spend your meals eating. Meal 5, 2 ounces of beef, 1 cup of green vegetables. The recommendation for meat and vegetables at the same time is good. I often characterize this diet in general for most people as imagine you're a carnivore and a vegetarian, right? That's the simplest way for people to wrap their head around it. Either way, really, you can do this diet as either a carnivore or a vegetarian, but imagine what happens when you combine the two. That's generally the gist for this diet for most people. Now, too many tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil might be a little bit taxing on your gut if you're not that good at processing fat. And again, extra virgin olive oil is like 100 calories a tablespoon, maybe 130. So you could be realistically getting more food, filling up your stomach more by eating larger volumes of food rather than just having a tablespoon of liquid. And just saying to fill up your diet with extra virgin olive oil is kind of a ridiculous thing to me. Nobody really does that. I mean, keto people eat butter and stuff like this, but you don't have to be forcing extra virgin olive oil. You don't have to be forcing fat at every meal to make it keto friendly. So, example, if you want to go out with your friends and have a meal, you don't have to bring your your tub of extra virgin olive oil with you. You don't have to do these things. All you have to do is basically not get any carbohydrates. That's the easiest thing. And that's why I'm saying, again, this recommendation for a little bit of berries, a little bit of fruit, is just going to tease your body to getting a little blood sugar spike. And you'd be way better off cutting them out completely, having more room to fill up your meals with more meats and vegetables and healthy dairy products. And instead of putting your money into so much extra virgin olive oil, you can get healthy grass-fed butter. You can get high-quality MCT oils and put those as your little fat sources once a day, twice a day at most, rather than 3 or 4 meals out of the day throwing in a extra virgin olive oil, which isn't going to have any nutrition benefit, any vitamin benefit really, or any energy benefit like MCT oil would. Actually, I have this bulletproof MCT oil. This is basically high quality MCT oil. If you really want to kick in energy because you're an active woman or you know an active woman and you want a big boost for your workouts and just your lifestyle, your focus, this stuff would be way better than extra virgin olive oil. Now the next day would be 3 free range eggs and 2 tablespoons of butter and 2 slices of bacon. Bacon and eggs are great. 4 ounces dark meat chicken, yep, greens, salad, more extra virgin olive oil. I've already went over this. Whey protein with the green supplement and whipping cream, possible meal. Dark meat, 2 cups of green vegetables, 2 tablespoons extra virgin olive oil, almonds. All these things are great snacks, okay? Everything. I'm not even going to address this meal plan anymore because everything you see here are possible snacks with the exception of fruits and with the exception of the ridiculous recommendation to throw in little bits of olive oil here and there. And one more thing I'm going to point out on day 5, okay? Half a Mars bar. This is absolutely not keto friendly. Eventually down the line, you can do targeted keto dieting, which basically allows you to eat small amounts of carbs and then use them up in a workout. And this is something you can only do after being adapted on keto. So this means after a month of keto, you can start doing these targeted keto techniques and basically eat certain types of carbs and sugar snacks and use them for your workouts and get great pumps and extra performance buzz, okay? But you absolutely don't want to be including these foods. And I absolutely admire that these magazines are trying to promote more stuff about the ketogenic diet. But listen, as somebody who's been doing this for 7 years and helping people with plans throughout that time, you do not want to keep this in. Any sort of sugar that is not from greens, any sort of carb that's not from a fibrous source. So no rice, no pasta, no bread, no Mars bars, and no fruits. Once you cut those out, you can only eat your carbs from green vegetables, and getting it from fibrous greens is going to allow your blood sugar to be way more stable, and you're going to have way less cravings. You're going to look at that Mars bar like it's plastic. If you have that Mars bar once a week, every week, you're going to have that craving for the Mars bar just because your blood sugar is going to rebound. Okay, now if you want a real keto meal plan, okay, one that I made, it's for free in the description, a keto sample meal plan. Okay, because you can take any of these meals, with the exception of the Mars bar and the berries and all the ridiculous recommendations for extra virgin olive oil. You can take any of these snack ideas and use them, as long as your macros end up being less than 5% carb and somewhere between 20 to 35% protein and somewhere between 60 to 80% fat for women. Okay? Men can get away with a little bit less fat. If you want the real meal plan, a good quality meal plan for free, it's in the description. I'm going to walk through it very quickly here. I also have a video that dives more detail into it. Meal number 1, an omelet with good quality eggs, if you like eggs. I always love pastured eggs, free range, organic eggs. Those are the best quality. You can coat the pan with avocado oil, grass-fed butter, grass-fed ghee, coconut oil or olive oil. You can put ham, turkey, steak, cheese, all of that on an omelet, okay? You can add in mayo, ketchup, hot sauce, whatever you like. You can dial this up and down with more eggs or less eggs. This whole meal plan clocks out at around 2,000 calories, the same as this meal plan, and you can dial up the portions down or not, okay? Meal number 2, Chipotle bowl salad. Chipotle is one of my favorite restaurants, and I love the bowls there. It's basically the bowl without the rice and without the pita. And you have some sort of greens to fill up the bowl. This will fill up your stomach as well, keep you full for the next meal. You probably won't even want to be hungry enough to eat your calories afterwards. Some sort of meat, 200 grams of chicken, steak, pork, beef. What I typically do is make a big batch of it on the weekend, and then throughout the week, I always pull up from my fridge. Okay, we got steak this week. Okay, we got chicken this week. You understand where this is going. From there, you got some sort of salad dressing, whatever one you like. You can mix it up. Caesar one day, vinaigrette another day, whatever you like. A little bit of sour cream. You can throw in an avocado in there as well. You can whip it up like guacamole if you put in a bit of salt and a little bit of steak seasoning. It tastes incredible. And you can also throw in cheese and more deli meats, more slices of meat if you'd like. Also, you can throw in some fish, Quest chips, little cheese chips as well. They make them at Costco. Pork rinds and tuna or any other fish. Meal number 3 is going to be fish and greens. And like I said, you can always throw in other snacks as well. But meal number 3 is going to be fish and greens, or some other meat group and greens. Typically, cooked fish, whitefish, salmon, masa, pollock, cod liver, which is actually delicious and one of the most nutrient-dense foods in the world. Cod roe, same thing applies. And sardines, if you like sardines. But trust me, they're not as tasty as cod liver or cod roe. And again, wild cod is better. 200 grams of preferred fish, or 1 can if it's canned. You can also throw in broccoli with cheese. You can melt some grass-fed butter on there, some salt. And that's just meal number 3. From there, meal number 4 is going to be some snacks. And you can find on my page some recipes for my keto chocolate, my keto yogurt that's like frozen yogurt, like ice cream I make. And there's also simple things like handful of nuts, right? Almonds, walnuts, macadamias, pecans. And you can also have deli meat again. Smoked salmon slices are amazing. You can also have celery with some dressing, celery with some Greek yogurt, celery with some peanut butter. Again, my keto chocolate or my keto pancake, which the pancake recipe will be up soon. And a low-carb protein bar like a Quest bar, something like that. At the end of the day, this will take you below 5% carbs, which is the most important thing. And it will also take you to adequate protein depending on which meals you size up and size down. And your fats will be more than enough to make sure that you feel great, your body is running optimally, and you have no hormonal problems whatsoever. You'll be feeling great, you'll be loving life and going to bed without being cranky, tired, or hungry. So, hopefully this video was useful for you. If you want that free meal plan, it's in the description. If you want a free training plan with it, it's also there. If you want to join my Keto Transformation Challenge, you can do that as well. I'm giving away some prizes and doubling those prizes if you get a friend to join with you and you win. And besides that, leave me some comments and questions and I will get back to you. I answer every single person. And besides that, I really appreciate you watching this video. Hopefully it was useful to you. So send it to a friend if you have somebody who's interested. And if not, thanks for watching. My name is Anthony Romano. Peace.